today is also the pro day for Penn State. That would be Abdul Carter. Last night in State College, there was a large contingent of Browns officials, Jimmy Haslam, J.W. Johnson, Andrew Berry, Kevin Stefanski, who went out to dinner with him ahead of his pro day today. Earlier this month, Carter was in town, visited the Browns facility, met with team officials as well. Now, there are concerns. He didn't work out at the pro day because he's got the shoulder, he had the foot, so there are some things you gotta figure out. But a lot of people believe that there's the faction within the Browns that wants Abdul Carter. What are you thinking of that if they do that at number 2?
Well, look, I've been beginning to, as the season gets longer and longer. All fan bases argue back and forth about who they think is best, right? For me, I look at it this way. I always preface it by starting to say Abdul Carter is a bona fide ball player. I'm not going to get up here and act like just because I would advocate going after a quarterback that he is not worthy to pick or that he is some sort of bust waiting to happen. That's not it. The thing that I say about Abdul Carter is a couple of things. There are some things that you love about him, about the way that he can explode off the football, the way he has a lot of bend. Here's the thing. Talking to Greg Cosell, he talks about one of the things that he needs to work on is his converting speed to power. He said a lot of people believe that he is the same prospect as Micah Parsons. He's like, no, he's not the same prospect. They're both crazy athletes, but Michael Parsons is way more powerful, played the position longer, and has more power in converting those rushes to power. And he was better at that coming out. Also, you look at, he's 250. I don't have a problem with him being 250. The reality of it is his best trait isn't going to be standing up tackles and making tackles in the backfield on run plays. That's not what he's going to do. He's only played defensive end for 1 year. He was a stand-up linebacker. What we want to do is he needs to work on being heavy-handed a little more, working with his hands, getting tackles off of him, because those guys are going to be stronger at the next level. For me, it's so intriguing to think about a guy like that, because you already got Mike Hall Jr. and you think that he's one of those twitchy guys and show some progress and show some flashes. You got Myles Garrett. Then you take a look at Isaiah McGuire. You like him when he's come on, and you already thought you had Alex Wright. Now you add a guy like that. It gives you those crazy thoughts in your head about how dominant you could be up front. And I get that, but you can only move that way if you got the quarterback. And if you don't got the quarterback, I trust and believe, people want to say about the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, the Philadelphia Eagles had a nice defensive line, and they've shown the way you can do that when you got linemen up front. But if they don't have Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts is not playing well, and they don't have Saquon Barkley, and they don't have two bona fide receivers, when you talk about A.J. Green and Devontae Smith, those guys are, and not to mention, one of the best lines in the game. So, yes, you can isolate the Philadelphia Eagles and say, look at their D-line. But I could isolate the Philadelphia Eagles and also say they got the best running back in the league, franchise quarterback, check, 2 stud receivers that do different things that complement each other, and an offensive line. At some point, if you're the Cleveland Browns and you want to compete at that level, you got to find the quarterback. For me, I got to find a quarterback, and I can move to another position later on. And that means I'm taking a quarterback at 2.